Beyond the skyline and the growth of modern Atlanta lies a dark secret the city has never fully escaped. Beyond the documentaries, the Atlanta child murders still leave families searching for answers. More than 40 years later, many relatives of the victims still don't believe Wayne Williams killed their child. They believe the truth is more complicated and that someone else may have escaped justice. For these families, this isn't a closed case. It's an open wound. The questions, the grief, and the search for the truth have never gone away. Coming up, Ms. Betty Storm, a former Hilton supervisor, shares what she witnessed and why 3 grieving mothers still stand out in her memory.
Hello?
Hey, Ms. Betty, are you available?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So like I stated earlier, I'm gonna record
This
a call.
will be recorded.
Okay.
Just so I could be more accurate with my reporting. So I did want to get your story that you lightly disclosed to me the other day. So if you could just state your name, and I'll let you have the floor from here.
Okay, my name is Betty Storn, Betty. Last name is Storn, Storne. And I'm just, the story I'm telling about, it's when, it had to be 1980, but I think it's 80 or 81, early 81, where I was working at the Hilton, and it was during the time of the Wayne Williams murder trial. I'm not sure when they locked him up by then. I think they had.
Yes.
But working at the Hilton, there was, in this room, it was room 929. I can never get that room number. Where it was, we had a guest staying at the room at 929, and one of the housekeepers wanted me to check the room. I was a supervisor at the time. And so we went in the room, and we found that the room the blinds were covered, the curtains were drawn, and there were pictures of children hung all over the walls of the curtain. And then on one, it was a double bed in the room, and one bed was full of candy and had all this money on the bed. Then we went in the bathroom, and it was, something was burnt. Well, the guy burned something he had in the bathtub, so we called security. At the time, it was the task force was on Peachtree Street.
Okay.
So they called the task force, and they came. And then the man finally came back to the room, and then they locked him up. But then security was told that we was not supposed to say anything about what had happened. But then at the time, then watching the news, it was supposed to be 2 attorneys. One name was Williams. They were supposed to look into Wayne Williams' case. They were supposed to be taking his case over. And so I said, so they left the number, so I called the number.
So you did contact them, so you could tell your side. Okay.
Yeah, I called the number to let them know about what happened in that room. But so they told me where their office was. Their office was located in East Point at the time. So I went to the office, and nobody was there. I could not believe it. So I left them a note. I said, this is in reference to Wayne Williams' case. I said, I'm not sure whether or not the man who they arrested had anything to do with it. I said, but this is what happened at the Hilton, and we were informed not to say anything. So nobody never called me since then. Nobody never called me.
No one ever followed back up.
Never followed up.
Was this gentleman the guest in 929? Was he black, white?
No, he was a white guy. He was a white guy.
Okay.
And I'm saying, you mean to tell me nobody's going to call me when I'm telling them what happened at the Hilton, which they told us not to say anything? I thought I was going to say something anyway because something wasn't right.
Right.
When I'm looking at this man's room covered with children, pictures, And then not only that, the young man, I think he might have been the first or the second guy that Wayne we were supposed to kill. His name was, we used to call him Bubba. But his mama name was Opal. She worked at the Hilton also. Well, when he was missing, they said it was Wayne Williams, but she tried to tell them My son left with a white man and a white lady in a station wagon.
Stories like Miss Thorne's, combined with ongoing questions about the fiber evidence, continue to cast doubt on the case against Wayne Williams. It's remarkable the broader investigation was largely considered closed after his conviction in the deaths of 2 adults. I visited the locations where victims were found, and one discovery stood out. The Hilton Atlanta is just 0.9 miles away from one of those sites. This is only part 1. More interviews, first-hand accounts, and never-before-heard testimonies are ahead. Subscribe to As Seen by Dev, where every frame reveals a deeper truth.